I'm not talking to you now. Sorry, I just tickled myself. I'm like, oh! Mr. Wave. You literally legs, arms, and a head. What the fuck? Oh my god! Firing blanks.
Mine. I spoke that.
Please, you can, and boom. Oh. I pressed a random button and it was the button for this thing I'm already on. We offered Side-Eye Guy's asshole up to the incubus/succubus. Nothing happened to his bumhole.
It's a noxious odour and it smells pretty rotten, and I've got a strong suspicion it's coming from your bottom.
I get brown and pink mixed up. Fuck off. No. Marilyn Monday. I saw that video. Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo. And chat of sorting laundry, so much laundry. Christmas Day. We're ending in 10 minutes. Turkey battle cry. Beardo looks like a white camp Mr. T. A pitfall. CRL, if you clip that, I...
Oh, Beardo! Hello,
you.
chat. I was about to write in the chat, buongiorno.
Scared the shit out of me shouting that loud. Look at this shit. They're in line with my nipples. They're lower than my nipple. Where's my nipples gone? Gun is firing peanuts! Peanuts!
Fire him with your penis, Beardo!
The Side-Eye Guy. He's that posh. He's like James Bond, but with a sock. I've been stunned. Well, good evening, Beardos, Weirdos, Boils and Ghouls. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. Hope everyone's had a good start to the week. Oh, I need this now. Bob the Beard, hello, sir. 3-Eye Atlas, a giant UAP coming towards Earth and is way bigger than Alabama. It's also made moves that science can't explain. See, the way I looked at it, or the way I read of it, it's just an asteroid. Hello. Nice shirt. It's my Goonies shirt. Official Goonies merchandise. And then we watched the film the other night. It's fuck all like it. The flowers are supposed to be massive. It's my chunk shirt. Vixen Moo, lurk away. Good evening to you, Shadow. Do the truffle shuffle. I better not, Dan. I'll give myself black eyes. What are you wearing? It's my chunk shirt. Chunk from the Goonies. Ever seen the Goonies or what? Classic. We moved over the weekend and it's been crazy. I hate moving. If I could never move again for the rest of my days, I'll be a happy man. Hey, Mama Geek. I hate moving. Detest it. I've done it a few times in my life. Good evening, Dorset. Our shirt is epic. Thank you. So, right, before we go anyway, Granny Dumpling. Just so we don't forget it.
Piss off, ghost!
Hair's looking longer, Beardo. I got in the shower this morning, and I looked up, I was like, I can't see. My hair was down there. The boy band hair is on its way out. Do the participants before it gets too... True. So, tonight in the participants, we have... The shirt and hairstyle combo is funny. Suck my ass. Tonight we have A. Wakefield, Adam WBA, Alex on Wheels, Al Rara, Amy and Ozzy, Ann Wilkinson, Artcraft Lady, AV Stevie, Big Dan, Bill Stacey, Blast Rights, Blue Sky Lissa, Bob the Beard, Bucky 1961, Cassidy May Wilson, look, Cassidy May, Catherine Lawrence, Cass Scarlett, Keris Appleby, Christine Bissett, Christine Sutton, Coco, Cody Breman, Craig Adams, CRL, Denise Flood, David Binch, Dawn C, Dean Bailey, Deathstalker, Debbie, Diane Quinney, Doomed Lottie, Dorset Paranormal Investigators, who have a premiere at 9 PM. I can't wait for it. Double K, Eddie J, Fahab the Beautiful Bastard, Firefight Kelly, Garmac Sane, Gingy, Giuseppe Stromboli, Glasgow Ghost Hunters, Granny Dumpling, Heidi, aka Pompey Girl, Pompey Bird even, Highly Paranormal, Holly, Jan R, Jan, the other Jan, I can't say your last name, Jay's Mixed Bag, Jane C, Jennifer Taylor, Johan Rico Westgate, John Tennant, Carrie Civita. I gotta get this tooth fixed. Civitsen, Kefki, Kimberly Shepherd, Kramit, Chris Williams, Kristen L. Skipper, Lady Zathara, Laura Holmes, Laura Wilson, Lee923, Legally Blind Guy, Lionheart, Lauren, Mags McLeod, Mama Geek, Mama Ups Awakening, Mark Knight, Martin Jourdain, Matt Lyons, Megan Behind Blue Eyes, Mgal, Mike's Mysteries, Mr. Badgers, MBD, Mrs. Bob the Beard, Hannah Connor, Mrs. Geek the Beautiful Wife, Nanny Pups, Nebula, Nick Derrick, Paranormal Fun, Paul Harrison, Punchable Nun, Punky Pixie, Rebecca Visnicki, Richard Larson, Relana, Robo Murphy, Roger Bowen, Sandra Shaw, Sandy, Sarah McDonald, Shadow, Shelley B, Simon Steve. Jesus, how many's in? Social Red Hair, Spider Queen, Squiggle Worms, Spookfest, Stephanie, aka Ashanka, Steve Dodsley, Stu Farrell, Stream Elements is in. Sorry, Supernatural, Susan Holby, Tan T Gun, Telling Beast, The Dark Carney, Theodore Sturgeon, Vixen Moo, and Wayne Dawson. Woo! That was a lot. Seen DPI video as I'm a member, and it's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I know what happens. Because I'm psychic. I'm not. I had lots of discussions with Chris about it. Margaret Kieran, don't ever be sorry for being late. No trolls tonight, please. If they are, the mods will just ban them as soon as look at them. Easy done. I might not even bother shouting at them this time. Everyone's looking forward to the UFO stream? Apparently so. Alexis Artemis Greenhoward the First. Thank you very, very much for the 4 months. Everyone go scare the like button. It's not a blouse! Fucking banned for that. Fucking blouse. Where's Roxanne? Out working, like she should be. Equal opportunities. Get out and work. No truel. Full house tonight. Where did you ever find that doctor? I haven't even looked. After Sunday's stream, I recorded for 2 hours. Beardo selling himself today. What? How am I selling myself? I'm selling my merch. We have, ladies and gentlemen, Beardo's Widows, Boz and Ghouls, we have new merch. Give me a second, I'll show you. The lovely one Annalise. What the fuck is it? There. The lovely one Annalise has created the official Cox shirt. Cult of Common Sense, the Cox. That's you guys, your Cox. There's a lot more than just that. That's just a little screen grab that I got. And that's not it. There's 2. The other one, everybody's favourite. I'm stalling because I can't find the picture. Sorry, I was stalling. Arts of Craft Lady, thank you for the 9 months. Earlier I had a UFO come out of my bottom. And I did. Oh. And we've got adult rarer t-shirts. Instead of the little cartoony dinosaurs, proper T-Rex with a proper beardo head poking out of it. Look at that. How cool is that? Of course you can have a possum, Pete. Andrew Hills, thank you for the £2. Okay, sue me, I got the NECA Sesame Street figure. Of all of the NECA figures you could get, you got Sesame Street. Good day, world to rights. Well, Annalise, you're amazing. She is. She's done so well on those designs. And somebody, the minute I announced it in Discord, bought one of each of the ladies' t-shirts. I want one of those rose shirts so bad now. They're not like limited time or limited edition or anything. They'll be on the store. Can you pin a link to your shirt merch, please? Possum Pete does not have his own merch yet. Oh, look at that! Look what I did, mods! Look what I did! I pinned my own merch link. How good am I getting? I'm almost a professional. Bristol Paranormal, good to hang out with you guys last night in your live. Kramit, Annalise does the merch designs, but she's been very, very busy lately. But at some point, somebody said about the thumbnail for this, the UFO and me holding Annabelle, is getting that made, but because it's a bastardization of clip art and AI, I don't want to put it on merch. So I could probably redraw myself. So I may redraw that myself. Look what Beardo can do. Suck my ass. Big kid now. I am. Look what else I can do.
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
Of course you can have Deacon.
This kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity. This kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Tegan, thank you for the membership. Angie Metzner, thank you for the 14 months. My doggo is sick and I'm sad as fuck. Can I get a row? Yes, you can. And Jolene, I don't know if Jolene is in the chat, but Jolene, I know you've had a shit day as well. Rawr.
Rawr. Rawr.
Have I done the freebies this month? I think so. Let me just double check. We sent all 10 free memberships this month, I'm afraid, guys. Oh, I don't know how to close this now. I did it! Beto, you missed my milestone. Did I? Tegan, Angie. Arts and Craft Lady. Oh, Kimberly Shepherd, thank you for the 2 months. Proud to be a weirdo. Happy surgery went... I'm glad to hear that, Kimberly. Awesome news. You're very welcome, Jolene. Bredo, can I get a ban? You can get more than a ban. You can get a pan.
You've been panned.
Dunk. So, Telling Base with another 5 gifted. Telling Base, very kind on Sunday as well. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. So obviously we'll do the just chatting bit for a little bit. I know your messages are showing. So in about 20 minutes or so, we'll move on to some UFO stuff. A lot of people have mentioned Rendlesham. So we shall indeed be looking at the Rendlesham Forest UFO thing. I've heard bits about it on podcasts. I'm sure there was an episode of Joe Rogan where they discussed it in part of it. Back when I used to listen to Joe Rogan, I don't anymore. Interesting. I don't know how much is out about there. But what we're going to look at first, because we all enjoyed it so much last time, is the Y-Files. If you've never heard of the Y-Files, they've got a goldfish. It's highly inappropriate. It's brilliant. Beto, please do side-by-side lead singer of Toto and Elliot from Ghost Theory, please. I'd rather not put Elliot on my screen, to be fair. I haven't got enough screen wipes for that. Beto's getting probed again. No alien's going to probe me. I'll shit all over them. My mum and some locals saw UFO of my hometown a week after Rendlesham. Really? I miss old Rogan, the curious guy who just liked to shoot the shit. Yeah. I tried to listen to one on the way to Scotland, and I'm just like, he's a conspiracy nut now. And he's pushing certain companies, the adverts, you know, the adverts that he puts in. And I'm like, you don't take vitamins, you take steroids. Sorry, I might get in trouble for that. Allegedly. Prof. Simon is very informative about Rendlesham. Because what I want to do is look at the Y-Files, even though I think the, in the last one, the UFO case, I think they played a bit loosely with fact and fiction there. But it was very enjoyable. So we'll watch this one and then we'll look for something next week a bit more serious. Are you sure you're not an alien? Yes, I am. And yes, Kimberly, your husband can have a rawr.
Rawr. Rawr.
It makes me sad he's bought into thinking I'm special because I see things others can't. The downfall, the start of the downfall for my like of listening to his podcast was the Sam and Colby interview. I was like, there is no way is this man that is quite highly intelligent falling for this shit. Did you know there's going to be a Spinal Tap 2? These sequels that are coming out decades after the originals, they ain't good. Like, I tried to watch Happy Gilmore 2 last night. I turned it off. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Spoiler alert. So after this point, there is a massive spoiler for the beginning of the film. Spoiler alert. Most of the beginning of the original, or most of the original film was about him trying to save his grandma's house and, you know, sad tragedies that he was overcoming and finding love. And in the opening 3 minutes, they kill his wife the same way he killed his... Was it his father he killed? The hockey puck thwack? And I'm like, it was funny in the first one because we never got to know those characters. We didn't get to know his parent. They were killed off screen for the most part. We never saw anything of them. And then the second one, they undo everything of the first one, and then there was just cameo after cameo, and I'm like, out. Didn't take yourself too seriously. He was a fucking drunken, alcoholic, miserable prick. The guy's name is Happy. Why was he so miserable? Happy Gilmore 2 is awful. I'm done with Netflix. I've cancelled it. I'm going to wait, obviously, for Stranger Things, and then I may well cancel it myself. Can you have a Mary, please? Yes, you can.
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
Paul Harrison, you will be pleased to know that there are 2 videos coming on the second channel this week. My quick review of the new Superman movie. Spoiler alert, I thought he was shit. And what was the other one I recorded? I recorded the other one. I've recorded something else. Oh, somebody reminded me that I once said I was going to do a tier list of the Evil Dead movies, and I never did it. So I'm going to do that. Adorn me, beard up. See, please, Roger. Please. Shit, wrong one.
Oh, fuck off! Adorn me, Beardo! Fucking A! It's perfect!
Stranger Things is wrapping up, as in the main show, but apparently they're doing spin-offs. You don't like anything that isn't mindless gore? That's not true. I like a lot of the Marvel movies. In fact, I like most of the Marvel movies. New Evil Dead coming out. Ooh. Heidi, a.k.a. Pompey Bird, thank you for the membership. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Are we going to do a tier list of wedding cake? No, we're not. Oh, you are. You crack on. You're welcome, Roger. I thought we'd ended like we've only just started. I pressed the wrong button. What's the link to the second channel? Beardo Gets Scared 2. 2 seconds. I can do this as well. Like, Jolene's beat me. Jolene has beat me. So if you want to go and look at the second channel, boosh. Pinned message right there. We know there's been another murder. There's been another murder. Send in the twins.
Dude! Bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
Nicola Proctor, thank you for the 19 months. Can't help but notice you wearing a Beardo Gets Scared Rawr t-shirt there. Hey, Ghost Quest, how you doing? Long time no see. Here is a rare request, Beardo. Can I have a Cartman? Yes, you can. Where is it? Oh. Got it!
How would you like to suck my balls?
Andrew Hills, thank you for the £2. Nathan Fillion was the only good thing in Super... Nathan Fillion was good. But comic book fans have been screaming out for a Green Lantern movie for fucking ages, and a good one at that. And they turn him into some weird... I didn't like it. Carrie Sivertson. Sivertson. Thank you for the membership. I appreciate it. Do you watch any good shows at the moment, Beardo? Not at the moment. Me and the daughter are rewatching Doctor Who from the Eccleston era. I'm up to where Rose has just left. So we're on to David Tennant's second season. There was a police standoff 2 streets down from me a couple of days ago. Is that the one that was on the news? Where a police officer died? How did I not know about Cartman? I don't know. Don't get me started. The CGI dog. You know what? The CGI dog was one thing. But Superman being a little bitch around the CGI dog was... Ow! Ow! Crypto, no! Ow! It's fucking Superman! Oh... Isn't from BK on. BK? I'd love to see another hijack stream. Hilarious. It's already muted. Guy Gardner's spot on. You're getting Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan in the Lanterns TV show. I watched Dexter to a point and I got very bored of how silly it was. And then they tried to do some sort of remake and I couldn't get into that. So I gave up. David Tennant is my favourite Doctor. Dexter Resurrection is awful. Is it? I've heard a lot of people say it's good. Wee, please, Beardo. Brace yourselves, we're going to ride on a roller coaster. Wee! Yeah, Superman spent 95% of that film getting beat up, crying in a little glass cell, and I wasn't impressed with it at all. People are like, this is such a hopeful film. I was like, it's shit. Lex Luthor was fantastic. I really enjoyed Lex Luthor. Fantastic Four's worth a watch. I'm looking forward to that, and a lot of the guys that review movies that I watch have got good things to say about it. The season with John Lithgow, that, yes. The 2 newest decks are fantastic. Original Sin and Resurrection are really good. Maybe I'll have a look. See Fantastic Four Saturday. Can't wait. I'm going to have to try and convince Mrs. Geek to come to the cinema with me. You hated Clara? How dare you? I thought Jodie made a good Doctor. I think she could have been a good Doctor if the script hadn't have been so shit. Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry's a TV show, right? I'm definitely going to watch that. Beardo is the Superman on pink or purple kryptonite. Huh? I think it was white. I can't really remember. I just didn't like the film. Metamorpho was the actor who played Victor Zsasz in the Gotham. I thought I recognised him. I've got a Victor Zsasz figure down there. It keeps falling over. You're really bright on my 55-inch TV. Turn your brightness down then, dumbass. One of the first scenes Superman getting emasculated by Lewis, I haven't explained why it was his rights to punch a bunch of tanks. It just wasn't a good film for me. Clara was awful. No. Shogun. Yes, I've seen Shogun. That was really good. One of the few things I can watch with subtitles. I'd rather it... No, actually... yeah, it was subtitled, which is why I could watch it. I can watch subtitled movies. I can't watch dubbed. I hate dubbed stuff. Go to COD for a while, listen on in the background. Appreciate it, Jan. Well, Tommy Gilmore 2 wasn't impressed shooting McGavin. He was overacting like hell, but it worked for his character. But I turned her off. I couldn't sit through it. Have you seen the trailer for the horror Weapons? I have not. Dangerous Animals is a good film, Beardo. Dangerous Animals. I've never heard of that. Cavill was a very, very good Superman. Unfortunately, like Ben Affleck was a really, really good Batman. It was the scripts for them all and trying to shoehorn a DC extended universe in. And I thought James Gunn may try and stay away from that. And he's making the same mistakes. We already had Superman getting upstaged by Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific. Actually, Mr. Terrific was good in that as well. I did enjoy Mr. Terrific. I've not seen Heavy Trip. Fierce Creatures was a sequel to a fish called... There's a sequel? I didn't know that. Happy Gilmore was good till the extreme golf pattern. I didn't get that far. Norman Reedus accidentally confirmed a Death Stranding movie. Wasn't that the game we just walked around with a big backpack? Everybody hated it. I didn't even play it. Last Adam Sandler film I enjoyed was the character Doobie at Halloween. I haven't even watched that. I think I've probably just got too old for Adam Sandler's brand of comedy. Because I loved Little Nicky. I even enjoyed The Wedding Singer. I know it was more of a chick flick, but I thought it was hilarious. I feel like Batman was the closest to Arkham Batman in my opinion. He was the closest to any Batman comic book specifically. Right height, right build, everything. It's your 46th birthday tomorrow, Pauline. Chat, do your thing, and yes, you can have an Egan.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Patterson's Batman, it's the only one that's done the detective stuff, I agree. However, I reckon I could take that skinny little prick in a fight no matter what he's wearing. Glasgow Ghost, you've never seen Doctor Who and have no intention? It's not for everyone. Wedding Singer was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I didn't watch it for years because I thought it was a chick flick, and I'm allergic to chick flicks. And then Mrs. Geek put it on one day, and I'm just sat there like, this film is really fucking funny. Really funny. Adam Sandler is for early 20s kids. Respect the guy, and he's funny at Did you know he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood now because of this Netflix deal? Shocking. Dead Cold Tales for the 19 months. Good evening to you, brother. I hope you are well. I see you taking another break. I respect you taking that break. Have you seen the new Naked Gun movie soon? Is out with Liam? I haven't seen it, but I know it's coming. I'll probably watch that. It does look quite funny. It's a shame because Max Fleischer's Superman is the best superhero content ever made. Such a far fall. Max Fleischer. Is that a comic book writer? I'm not up to date. I've got tons of comic books. I don't really read Superman, to be fair. But tons and tons and tons of comic books and graphic novels. I pay no attention to who's written them. Apparently Adam Sandler is a nice bloke and likes... A lot of people have said that he's just Adam, you know? He doesn't think he's anything special, which I can respect. What allergic reaction do you get when watching chick flicks? Mainly sneezing, the fucking hives, diarrhea of the explosive kind. Fear the Living podcast, hello to you. Hope you're well. Well, Fear the Living podcast, I watched something fantastic the other day. You'll be aware of it. The interview with the guy that used to work for Nesper. Holy shit. I'm still tempted to do some form of reaction to parts of it. Tom Baker was the best Doctor Who. I get, everyone's got their Doctor from their age. Sylvester McCoy was the Doctor when I was a kid, and he was my favourite until Tennant. Max Fleischer is an animator. He made the Popeye cart. Oh, right. Sorry, I did not know that. That'll be the old cartoons I watched as a kid on videotape then. And then randomly in the middle of it, there was a black and white old episode from 50s Batman TV serial that I'd never seen. Did you see that your favourite band had a sweepstake contest? Winner gets to meet them. Right, if this is some Backstreet Boys shit, I'm banning you, Kramit. Just not feeling it all, mate. This break may well be long and fought. You got to do what's right for you, Dead Cole. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Eric, yes. Where are you up to on Doctor Who, Beardo? I gave up 3 episodes into the Jodie Whittaker thing. I couldn't get on with it. I tried the Tutti Gatwa, is that his name? I got 2 episodes through his, turned that off. So I haven't watched any of those. And I'm probably not going to. I'll probably watch as far as Capaldi and then I'll leave it there. And hopefully they redo something clever. Remember the Doctor who wore the long scarf? You watched the new Captain America the other day. Forgot what happened at the end of Endgame movie. Was surprised to see a different Captain America. Yeah, a little bit different. This one flies. Beardo, okay, I'm nosy. What are you squeezing? Oh, it's my Molnir. It's a stress ball Molnir. See, some of you that have been around for a while know this. That when I live stream, I actually get really, like, nervous and shit. I can talk and I can read and I can interact and I can laugh and make a twat out of myself, but I sweat like an absolute pig and I get uncomfortable and fidgety. So normally I've got this, and I've got it under my desk, and I squeeze it like that. And then a few weeks ago I was doing it, and CRL said, "What are you doing under that desk?" And I was like, "It's my fucking stress ball." And the whole chat accused me of masturbating while live streaming. It wasn't funny. I want to still have... me too. I really want to enjoy it, but I just can't at the moment. Commonwealth Paranormal Researchers, hello to you. You've caught alive. Woo! Matt Smith was okay. He was really good. There was a lot of the comedy stuff, but my daughter's never seen Torchwood, so we're going to watch that together as well. Beardo Nervous Never. It's weird. It's the same thing as... Obviously, when I used to be in bands, I played to some pretty big shows, a couple of 100 people, and those shows I was never nervous for. If we turned up to a show and 5 or 6 people were there, I was a nervous wreck every time. I'd be rooted to the spot and weird. And I'm the same with streaming. When I'm gaming, not so much, but when I do these chatting streams, I get up, my waistband is soaked, my pits are soaked. It's always been a thing. Don't blame me, perv. CRL. You never looked nervous. It's a gift. I get progressively shinier. Cody, hello to you. King in Yellow, the Battlestar Galactica reboot was awesome. I watched that. I've got a ship from Battlestar Galactica over there on the shelf somewhere. Don't know if I missed the forest discussion. I know it's issues, but it feels a bit of a smoking gun for me. The forest? Oh, Rendlesham. I know very little about it, which is I haven't forgot about the UFOs. We were doing chatting until 1:30. It's 1:30 now. And then we're going to move over to the Y-Files, Rendlesham UFO encounter, and alien message from the future. What? Ooh. There is a rumour. I heard Billy Piper is going to be the next Doctor. It's more than rumour, isn't it? Didn't Trudy Gatwa's Doctor turn into Rose? But I don't think they'll pull that trigger. I see something Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the background. Sorry. Yes. The box is there. Oh, yeah. I got 2 of them, actually. I did have 2 of them. Ah, cack. My shelf is empty again. There's 2 Leatherfaces up there. Andrew Hills, thank you for the £2. Tortured Season 1 and 2. Miracle Day was crap. I think I enjoyed Miracle Day. Jennifer Taylor, thank you for the £2. No need to be nervous with us. I know, it's just something that happens. Beardo, did you watch the video I sent? I'm going to assume it's a no. Oh dear, is this the man who sounded like a chipmunk? What? No, this is the man with the goldfish that's highly inappropriate. It's great. Right, let's get into it. Appreciate you guys. Obviously, I'm going to be pausing a lot. Please make sure that you do go and check out the original content creator, the Y-Files. Very entertaining. I think the message is bogus. The UFO is real, though. Cool. Nice blouse.
This episode of the Y-Files is brought to you by PTS Debt.
Scare the way the fish.
The night after Christmas 1980 was the last time Airman First Class John Burroughs would ever lead a normal life. He was on patrol at American-operated Woodbridge Air Force Base in southern England. Woodbridge and nearby Bentwaters, called the Twin Bases, were rumored to possess nuclear materials. This was the middle of the Cold War, and tensions were high. The threat of nuclear attack, global escalation, and more sat heavy on the shoulders of Burroughs and his fellow servicemen. But their job was simple: keep themselves, their nation, and their allies safe. So Burroughs conducted his nightly rounds, checking the perimeter for anything that threatened the peace.
Who levitate? He's used the voice for video games, including GTA and Red Dead. Does he? He does not have an annoying voice. Hey, Big Max Golf, how you doing? Kim Horton,
Suddenly,
hello.
a bright light descended from the sky, and then another. Burroughs watched as the lights fell into the forest surrounding the base. When he and his team arrived to inspect the crash site, they were worried it was a Soviet incursion. But what they found was far more terrifying than Soviets.
So I'm assuming with these being RAF workers, there's evidence of, or at least reports of what they saw. Because if they think it's a downed or an attack enemy aircraft, they're going to make a stink about that, right? Hey, Jenny J, hope you're well. What's with the goldfish? You'll see.
Dr. Hecklefish paging human. Human, please report to the OR. Dr. Hecklefish needs human in the OR.
You gotta be kidding me.
Human, there you are. I need your power washer, a 5-gallon drum of Ajax, and $10,000. Gertie will be there in an hour. She's leaving now. Just shove this stuff in a hump bag.
There
Like
are
you
so
three
many
spires.
things in that statement
I
that
don't
I...
have time to debate you, human. They're gonna have my bespoke camel van
This is an
Will you
advert.
just call P credit score requirement?
at this shop. She needs a go bath. He's a naughty.
I know what's in the adverts.
It all started around 3 a.m. on December 26, 1980. U.S. Airman First Class John Burroughs and Staff Sergeant Bud Steffens were on patrol near the East Gate at the Woodbridge base. It was a slow night, but soon they felt uneasy. There was static electricity in the air. Suddenly, a light descended from the sky into Rendlesham Forest, landing about half a mile from the end of the base's main runway. And then another light.
The goldfish is
The
indeed
lights were
talking.
flashing red and blue, green and yellow, on and off. And at first, they thought it must be a downed aircraft.
The movie Paul was fantastic.
But no one heard a crash. There was no sound of any kind. Burroughs and
CGI Billy
Stephen called
bullshit.
in the situation from the guard shack. They didn't want anyone to hear their report on an unsecure radio, just in case the crash needed to be dealt with quietly. Remember, this was the Cold War, and the servicemen weren't sure what they were dealing with yet. Staff Sergeant Jim Peniston was the on-duty flight chief at Woodbridge.
At least I do believe in aliens. I refuse to believe that we are it. Whether or not they are visiting us, I don't know. I certainly don't think they're stealing farmers in the north of the USA and sticking things in they bum. We watched Paul about a week ago.
He grabbed Airman Edward Cabansag, and they headed to the East Gate to get a clearer picture of the situation. All four men agreed that the lights must have been a downed aircraft. But why didn't it make a sound? Something so close to the twin bases would have alerted plenty of personnel. It would have been impossible to miss.
Surely radar and stuff would have picked it up as well, right? All the files around from are out there. You can listen to the radio back and forth from the night. Oh, right.
They checked in with both bases. Nobody at Woodbridge or Bentwater saw or heard anything. They called RAF Bawdsey. They called RAF Watton. They even checked in with Heathrow Airport to see if anyone reported a downed aircraft in the area.
I didn't, Ali.
Nothing. But something strange did show up on radar. About 15 minutes before the lights fell into Rendlesham
radar.
Forest, a radar operator reported a bogey.
The radar saw Humphrey Bogart?
A bogey is an unknown aircraft.
That makes more sense.
I like the fish. I don't think this is a recent... the case is certainly not recent, and I don't think this is a recent Y-Files video. Somebody's just said in the chat that he debunks at the end of this. Good.
The bogey was lost from radar directly over the base. Then orders came down. Go check it out. The four men drove out to the East Gate and down a public road, mostly used for logging and hiking. The road connected to a trail that led deeper inside the forest, toward the crash. But as soon as they hit the trail, their communication...
I have noticed the objects in the bowl match the subject. We were going to do a video on Rendlesham. Do one. I don't know, the fact that the most advanced creatures on the planet by country mile tells me there's some genetic manipulation.
Equipment started to malfunction.
Bex,
It was
very
like
good,
a
thank you.
jammer or something interfering with the frequencies. The radio still worked, but only over very short
Penny, hello.
distances. Anything farther than a few feet was nothing but static. Now, in the distance, they could hear farm animals going crazy. All around them, wild animals sounded like they were screaming like humans. And they admitted this terror.
The hell were they? They weren't foxes. Because if he doesn't have a feeling, Beardo will be debunking. Maybe. Struggling to check out your merch store. Normally the merch store's pretty good. Unless they're really busy because everyone's buying my new shirts.
Terrified them. In all the time they'd lived in and around Twin Bases, they'd never heard anything like this. They kept walking for a few minutes before they came upon a small clearing. And as soon as they stepped out of the trees, an explosion of light hit them. The light was blinding.
A coyote, not in the UK. We don't have them. Maybe they were near a dog in sight. Don't really have wild dogs and stuff. Oh, deer call. Good shout. Seen Charles explore the forest, try camping there? Maybe. It's too close to air bases, though. I don't want to get in trouble. That's a male deer barking during mating and rutting. Let's see if we can find a male deer rutting sound. And compare. This video's got no sound. Oh. Not that one. That was closer. Right, roe deer. That's what... Is that what we going? That's it, right? That was awfully close. Possibly apes. We don't have apes in the UK. Well, we do. 2 seconds. I've lost my Rendlesham page. Too many pages open. There's no point checking the sounds. They weren't the real sounds, just added in. That said actual sounds. And that sounded very similar to me.
Even though it was the middle of the night, the area was lit up like the day. They shielded their eyes and finally saw the source of the light. It was coming from a craft.
But deer do not illuminate themselves. Badgers make some weird noises. Apparently, badgers only got 2 legs that stomp about in the leaves, if you ask Spaghetti alla Paranormale. Merjack deer.
The triangular...
Though labelled actual audio, it's not actually audio from the incident. The witnesses were not carrying portable tape recorders with them and cell phones. Yeah, foxes in the UK, or at least the ones I've heard, and I've heard a lot of them, sound like a blood-curdling female screaming. For example, if you watch the Facebook My Haunted Pendle Hill thing, they captured a scream on there, and between 3 of them couldn't work out that it was clearly a fucking fox. Or an owl, because they can sound quite similar.
Shaped craft made no
Barry
sound.
Island.
And when the men took a step toward it, the animal stopped screaming.
Yeah, tell me, Clarice, have the lambs stopped screaming?
You want me to tell the story or not?
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Go on.
The feeling of electricity was now...
I want a goldfish that talks. Where do I get one? Who said about animating Billy? Maybe we'll have to do that, because Billy is sat there.
everywhere. Peniston said he could feel it on his skin.
He rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
The goldfish just farted. Never mind the aliens, the goldfish farted. Vixen Fox is the ones with the strange scream. Yeah, I can understand how 3 people from that project heard that scream on video numerous times and couldn't work out that it was That fart's done me. Couldn't work out it was a fox scream.
When Peniston got closer, he saw symbols that looked like hieroglyphics engraved on the side. He ran his hand along the exterior of the craft. The metal was smooth and warm to the touch. The symbols, whatever they were, felt like sandpaper. As Peniston drew his hand away, everything went bright white. It took a second for his vision to return, and when it did, he grabbed his notebook and wrote down as many details as possible, including diagrams.
That is how you should paranormal investigate, ladies and gentlemen. What I thought was really good, showing both sides. He gives a story without debunks, then gives debunks at the end. Zandy, unfortunately, the last one we watched, he didn't do the other side, but somebody's already said he does in this one, which I'm looking forward to.
After a few minutes, the craft slowly started to lift into the sky, still silent. It took 2 or 3 minutes to clear the tree level. Peniston wrote about the liftoff in his notebook.
I estimated it to be about 3 meters tall and about 3 meters wide at the base. No landing gear was apparent, but it seemed like she was on fixed legs.
How did they get Matthew McConaughey to do the voiceover for that? Hey, Crow Judas, thank you for the $5. Hey, we would have actually have a recording of the communication between people that are on the ground on YouTube still. Do they? Ooh. Crow Daddy. Hope you're feeling better, my friend.
I moved a little closer. I walked around the craft, and finally, I walked right up to the craft. I noticed the fabric of the shell was more like a smooth, opaque black glass.
I'm not getting past that that's Matthew McConaughey's voice.
Where the craft had landed, they saw a few indentations in the ground, but not much else. As they made their way back to the others, Peniston made the comment that the experience lasted a few minutes. Burroughs stopped, confused.
Lost
For him,
time.
it was only a few seconds, and that was weird. They finally got to the end of the trail, but everybody was gone. Cabansag, Chandler, and 6 other military personnel were all the way back on the road and in a state of panic. In the commotion, someone radioed Woodbridge to report Burroughs and Peniston were found safe and alive. They could call off the search party.
Search party?
Yeah, Peniston and Burroughs didn't understand. They were just a short walk down the path, and they were out of contact for just a few minutes. But that's not what everyone else experienced. When Burroughs and Peniston disappeared into the forest, they were gone for almost 45 minutes.
Missing time?
Yep.
Yeah, the stream element is a bot that's designed to post like and subscribe stuff, and it doesn't do it. Is this a story or supposed to be true? It's supposed to be true. I mean, it's such a part of the history in Rendlesham. They've actually got a UFO monument built about it.
Then Peniston felt dizzy and uneasy on his feet. And though
Hey,
he
I'll come
didn't
with you,
admit it
Paul,
at the time,
Justin.
this is when the vision started.
Rayluge, hello.
Records show the American military called British authorities on December 26th, an hour after the first sighting. At 4 a.m., local police were called to the location, but the only lights they could see were from the Orford Ness Lighthouse a few miles away.
Appreciate you, Little Miss Mayhem.
Sighting of some unusual lights in the sky. Have sent some unarmed troops to investigate. We are terming it as a UFO at present.
Around 5 a.m., Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles I. Halt arrived on the scene. Halt was 41 years old at the time and had served in Vietnam and Korea. He had no time for UFO stories and was annoyed that his men were getting distracted by such nonsense. And believing this was all nonsense, Halt ordered a staff sergeant to add information to the ship's logs using vague terminology. But it didn't matter what was written in the logs. By the early morning, it seemed like everyone knew a UFO had landed nearby during the night. Before daybreak, a group of men went back to the site to take measurements and photographs. The three...
Ooh, we've got actual photographs. What's this? You can't tell the people reproduced on RendleshamIncident.co.uk with permission. Reproduced, not recreated. Unfortunately, a potato. System Killer, hello?
3 indentations Peniston and Burroughs saw were still there. It was the middle of winter and the ground was frozen solid, so whatever created these indentations must have been incredibly heavy. Once they were done gathering information, the men returned to base and went about their business. Peniston drove home and tried to catch up on sleep, but he couldn't relax. He felt compelled to go back to the landing site, like his entire body was telling him to return. So he did. Pennison brought plaster of Paris to take a mold of the indentations of the landing marks. He wanted physical proof of what happened to him, so he can prove to himself that he wasn't crazy.
We've got a link with the photos. You fucking legend. Thank you, Lee. Lee, could you send them over in a private message on Discord? And after we've watched this, we'll have a look at them.
The rest of December 26th was uneventful, as was most of December 27th. But that evening, the base had its annual awards dinner, and most of the officers were in attendance, including Colonel Halt. In the middle of the event, the on-duty shift commander burst through the door. His face...
I nearly choked on my water then, Roger. A military man called Halt. How did you know when it was an order or when they were calling his name? Halt! Not you! You! Made me laugh. Helena, hello. Hope you're well. Hope your mum is well. Was an F-117A stealth fighter. All the witnesses were interrogated back at the base and drugs were used to come up with this legend now told.
He was pale and he looked like he was in shock. He made a beeline for Halt and whispered, "Sir, it's back."
It changes to what the fuck files.
Halt assembled a team to investigate. The men gathered handheld cassette recorders, cameras, and even a Geiger counter to measure radiation. Halt was known...
Hey, Marilyn Monday. Hello, Birmingham, Alabama's most interesting. Hello.
...for carrying a tape recorder wherever he went, and he recorded the investigation in real time.
We're about 150 or 200 yards from the site. Everything else is just deathly calm. There's no doubt about it. There's some type of strange flashing red light ahead. Still.
When they got to the landing site...
Helena, thank you for the 27 months. Good to be here. Please smash the thumbs up button. Appreciate you, Helena. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Helena's told you to. Secret Shade, appreciate the lurk.
The three indentations
Rumors of
in the
LSD.
ground where the craft allegedly landed were throwing off radiation.
7 tenths right there in the center. We found a small blast, what looks like a blasted or scrubbed up area here. We got very positive readings. Let's see, is that here the center? Yes, it is. This is what we would assume would be like that center.
The trees around the site were discolored, and there were odd abrasions on the trunks.
The indentations look like something twisted as it got, as it sat down on them.
Could that not be deer antlers, considering we think we've heard a deer? Because don't they sharpen their antlers on trees? Lena M, thank you for the 5 gifted. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you again. Secret MK Ultra testing.
Looks like someone took something and sat it down and twisted it from side to side. Very strange. Hey, this is eerie. What is the hot spot? This is strange.
As you were thinking about the UFO incident by Ubido, I'm quite sure Professor Simon is now thinking it was an army project gone wrong and think the trees have the same damage. Why is it always white on the trees? Similarities. Now, when it comes to the ghosties and stuff and editing, and I know a bit about a bit, When it comes to UFOs, I know very little, so I'm going into this completely blind and almost like with no knowledge, because I've never really deeply looked into it, but I find it fascinating, even if it is all hoaxes and stuff. I find it fascinating, and then to try and work out what's happened.
Halt ordered samples from the trees to be taken for analysis.
There are a lot in tonight,
but the
Jennifer.
team had to be careful. The trees were also throwing off radiation. And viewing the scene through thermal imaging showed that the trees and landing area were warmer than the rest of the environment.
We are getting an indication of a heat source coming out of that center spot.
And just before 2 a.m., something spooked the animals of Rendlesham Forest again.
We're hearing very strange sounds out of the farmers' barnyard animals. They're very, very active, making a lot of noise. I just saw a light.
So those noises that we deduced were deer, is that what they're saying those noises are? They're not saying it's alien noises. Are they saying it's just because the animals have been disturbed? Better look up the mock model on the Rendlesham UFO trail, shape, size, colour, similar to the F177. Rawr. Look at the mock model Rendlesham UFO trail. Oh, that looks like something out of Doctor Who. Are we talking about this, yeah? Why am I shouting like Rendlesham UFO trail? Obviously, that's not the actual thing. It's a mock-up of... What the fuck is this? And what was the aircraft? F177. Oh, I know what the stealth bomber that, yeah? Mm. They do look very, very similar. Hmm. It does look like a Ouija board planchette.
Okay, where? Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, I see it too. What is it? We don't know, sir.
But why would the RAF or why would the RAF or at least these people that work in the Air Force, whether they're American or British, why would they not know about that aircraft? Surely they'd be pulled back. I saw a Twitch streamer get insulted for his forehead looked like an F. That's a bit rude. They wouldn't have seen the plane close up. I mean, if you're looking from a distance with light and steam and... If, I'm sure it was Danny Robbins that did it. Sorry, we are getting sidetracked. But Danny Robbins did a experiment where he walked into a university and did a lecture. And in the lecture, 2 guys running, or 3 running, and basically robbed Danny Robbins of his laptop and stuff. And then he put everyone in a room and everyone wrote down exactly what they saw. But they were allowed to discuss things. Some were allowed to discuss things and some were not. They were split into 2 different groups. And what came back was so wildly different that I think there was only 2 people, but somebody was a plant and said, no, there were 3. Did you not see the guy wearing black at the back? And then people remember seeing this guy at the back and he wasn't there. So to get those 2 craft mixed up, very, very easy to do, in my opinion. If they've seen it from a distance, maybe they couldn't see the wingspan and thought it was more curved. Excitement, the dark, the cold, adrenaline, fear.
A red light appeared between the trees, and the animals fell silent, and it was deathly calm. The red light hovered over the clearing. It started to...
It was one guy who robbed him, and you're remembering it wrong. I probably am. It was a while ago. But that's what I'm saying. You can't trust your memory. Even writing things down as quick as you can after, you can't trust your... It helps, but you can't trust it. Gonna have to be team rewatch the rest of this goes to Trent Premier 8. Laters, Roger.
Move through the trees, so Halt and a few others followed it.
Weird. It appears that he may be moving a bit this way. It's right on Hampstead. It's coming this way. It is definitely coming this way.
This is natural footage, right?
There's no doubt about it. This is weird.
Now 2 lights appeared, both shooting off yellow sparks, and they moved back and forth like a blinking eye.
No, we're seeing strange lights in the sky.
See these triangular lights, like the Penturk UFO incident. is it that when they were testing these new planes, that these new planes are being what's mistaken, and they are both failed tests on new technology from Earth?
305.
That's not the footage,
Strange,
right?
strobe light flashes to the rather sporadic, but there's definitely something.
And then things got intense. You can hear Halt crying out on the tape that a beam of light just struck the ground 10 feet in front of his team.
There's a difference between seeing something casually and witnessing something weird. Your senses are much more accurate. I agree to disagree there, because with the thing with Danny, somebody's robbed him, and I think somebody thought there was a gun. It's just look at your memory of the Ouija board experience. Exactly, yeah. Something very profound to me, something very real to me, and the guys that were there at the night, we all remember it different, very different. A stealth plane crashing outside a USAF base. Residents also reported black triangles in the sky. Nobody talks of this. Very interesting.
Here he comes from the south. He's coming toward us now. Now we're observing what appears to be a beam coming down to the ground.
Weird, though.
The light was described like a laser. It wasn't damaging anything, but the men got the impression that it was scanning for something. Now, we still don't know if there were nuclear weapons stored at the twin bases, but this would only be one of many UFO encounters at a nuclear facility.
Ali DB, thank you for the 17 months, and also thank you for joining Patreon. Thank you very, very much. How dare you disagree with me? I'm unsubscribing. Stu Farrell, sometimes I have opinions as well. Sound the alarms! Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Beato's got an opinion. Wee woo. That was my alarm.
Local police were also busy responding to reports of strange lights all over the county. But as quickly as they showed up, the Rendlesham UFOs were gone. The witnesses had no answers. They were left with only questions. But they were left with more than that.
Radiation. Please tell me that radiation.
Skeptical. I find what had allegedly taken place hard to believe, and I was really going to debunk it, quite frankly. And as events unfolded, I became more and more concerned that there may be something to this. I kept telling myself that there had to be some type of an explanation for it.
Actually, yeah, clip the wee woo. We'll put it as a stream deck button. Beato's got an opinion. Wee woo. Now we know why police find it hard to find witness to crimes because everyone remembers things different. Absolutely. Absolutely. British alarm for sure. I only heard of the Arizona lights. I've not heard of them. Was the ground marked with the laser? They said it didn't damage the ground.
But I certainly couldn't find one, and even to this day, I can't explain what happened.
Two British investigators reported this not as a UFO, but said once the Americans were involved, the story greatly changed. Oh.
In the months after the incident, Burroughs, Peniston, and others started experiencing health problems.
Helena M., thank you very, very much for the $50. Very kind of you again, and you've gifted channel memberships tonight. Thank you again. The safety word, cat balls. Not on this fucking channel, it's not. Thank you, Helena. That guy sounds like Nuke. Hup, yeah. Wash your mouth out, Marilyn Monday.
Burroughs' eyes were deteriorating. He had throat...
Fuck you. Sure, I'm an old lady. What's a minge? I don't know what a minge is in America. But in the UK, it's your lady garden. Kaylee J, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you very, very much.
Issues. He developed a heart condition. Years later, a specialist told Burroughs that his symptoms are usually found in people exposed to high levels of radiation. Now, Burroughs remembered the
radiation again. What are these aircraft using that's got the radiation then for two similarly described aircrafts to look like that airplane to do the same damage to trees to be giving off radiation? Your furry front bottom, front crevice, foof, muff. You guys are disgusting.
High radiation readings in Rendlesham Forest. He requested his medical records from the Air Force, but the request was refused. And this was years after he retired from service. And at one point, the military wouldn't even admit that Burroughs had served. All information on him was considered top secret. Doctors later identified the cause of Burroughs' injuries as broadband non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation. Now, this could occur if you're exposed to ultraviolet, infrared, or high-powered microwave energy.
Ooh. Bearing in mind this is the 80s, early 80s, infrared and stuff was everywhere. Do you remember those infrared lamps your parents would have, like when they pulled a muscle in their neck and shit? Everybody's living room glowing up like they were open up all hours, if you know what I mean. Ready for the plunge tunnel. And apparently they were dangerous.
The military now had no choice but to acknowledge the situation. The U.S. government
Radiation
finally
is
admitted
everywhere.
that these servicemen suffered serious health problems, and a few of them were even granted medical disability. But many of Burroughs' medical records are still classified to this day. Sergeant Jim Pennison also experienced after effects from the UFO encounter. Now, he was never the same after that flash of white
Mike James, thank you for the 19 months. You've all forgotten about the hairy lasso.
light he saw while touching the craft. And that night, when he was going over his notes and diagrams, he started to feel sick. And then he had visions of ones and zeros. He had no idea what they meant or what was happening to him.
Binary.
But the numbers were so vivid, he started writing them down. And the more he wrote, the better he felt. Then finally, the vision stopped. Jim put his notebook away and didn't think about it again for another 30 years. He had completely forgotten about writing down all those ones and zeros, but in 2010, he pulled out his notebook for an interview. He wanted to show the symbols that he saw on the craft. As he was thumbing through the notebook, he came across the pages with the numbers. The interviewer said, "Wait, what's that?"
Thank you, Dean.
And Jim Pennison was nonchalant about it. He said, "Oh, that was information downloaded to me from the UFO." Jim was asked if it was binary code, but he didn't know what that was. So they sent the numbers to a computer expert to see if there was anything to it. Now, they didn't tell the computer guy anything. They just said, "Here are a bunch of numbers."
Tell him peace. Welcome to a Beardo chat. Yeah. To AFK return to ham wallets and fur burgers. The hairy lasso. I want to know, sounds like a computer. It's binary. But the guy apparently didn't know what binary was. I forgot he did it. Another really strange, fascinating case. Really.
Numbers tell us what you think. The tech couldn't believe it. It was a message from the future.
That fish. Serious chat,
For 30
guys.
years, Jim Pennison had a binary message transmitted to his brain from a UFO, and he didn't know it. This is what it said.
Exploration of humanity continuous. Continuous for planetary advance. Eyes of our eyes. Origin year, 8100.
And if that doesn't blow your mind, how about this? The rest of the message is a list of coordinates for locations all over the planet. Caracol, Brazil. Sedona, Arizona. The Great Pyramid of Giza. The Nazca Lines in Peru. Mount Taishan in China.
This is some Stargate shit. Are we getting our legs pulled here with this?
The Temple of Apollo in Greece. And this final location is labeled the Origin.
Wait, what? In the middle of the ocean?
Yes, but this location might not have always been ocean. There is a mythical island called High Brazil that was allegedly here at one time. High Brazil is a phantom island, which is an island that appears on maps for a period of time but is later found to not exist. Now, High Brazil appeared on maps for hundreds of years, including the famous Piri Reis map, which was based on much, much older maps. Researchers and archaeologists have searched extensively for the island, and there is evidence that islands once existed there. Shallow water shelves have been found at Porcupine Bank, northwest of Ireland, and similar shelves were discovered at Rockhall further north. All of the locations in the binary code are known as highly spiritual places, but they've also been called portals to other dimensions or to other planes of reality. Because of this, Jim Penniston doesn't think the Rendlesham UFO was extraterrestrial. He thinks it was us. He thinks this was a mess.
Hang on. After everything this guy's apparently seen and heard, he somehow gets binary code downloaded into his brain, giving him coordinates on our Earth that maybe years and 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 years ago important, and he thinks that it's us. This section is starting to reek of bullcaca. Bullshit. This is way too far-fetched, way too out there.
Message from humans from 6,000 years in the future. And that's becoming a more common theory regarding the recent UFO activity. And I've noticed that NASA is being very cute about their explanations. They said just this week that there's no evidence that any UAPs are extraterrestrial in origin, but they still don't know what they are. To me, that sounds like NASA thinks it's possible that the UAPs are not from another planet, but from this planet. Now, maybe an ancient race of humanoids have existed here for thousands or millions of years, and now they're making themselves known.
I watched the thing about ancient Earth, but it didn't go into this type of thing. That's fucking time. This is getting a bit silly. Like, the last one seemed so steeped in realism and so many reports and so many eyewitness accounts, and even then things weren't adding up. I don't know, this just seems a little bit too out there. Leanne the Cleaner Parazone, thank you for 6 months. Our tin hats for sale, get them now in the non-existent merch shop. I just learned from Papa Meat, and I've seen all of Beardo's videos. What?
Or maybe, like Jim Penniston believes, we're being visited by our future selves. The big question is, why? Why now? It feels like they're trying to warn us of something. And because UFOs seem to be...
Major Scars, thank you for the £2, I appreciate it. Yeah. The last one had me enthralled, where I was like, find the next video, find the next video. This one has got me like, this sounds like some sort of hoax. Like, it just doesn't sound real. If you had these numbers written down for no reason in 1980, wouldn't you report them at the time or dismiss them for 30 years? Maybe it took him 30 years to learn binary.
Very interested in what we're doing to the planet and extremely interested in what we're doing with nuclear technology, the warning is pretty serious. So let's hope these UFOs really are from outer space, because then they're warning us of a disaster that could happen. If the warnings are from us in the future, then whatever disaster they're afraid of, it's already happened. And considering what's going on in the world right now, I don't think there's any way to stop it. Physical evidence, audio recordings, countless high-ranking U.S. military witnesses. The Rendlesham Forest UFO incident has it all. But is any of it true? Well, the answer, like in many UFO cases, is it's complicated. So let's start with the big picture. Are there official records of an unknown object in Rendlesham Forest on December 26th and December 28th, 1980? Yes.
Is
there evidence from the original investigation corroborating the UFO story? Yes, but there are issues. There's a discrepancy over the date of the first sighting. All of the official witness statements say the lights first appeared on December 26th, except one. Penniston's statement is undated, and both he and Halt wrote independently the date of the first sighting was actually December 27th, the following night. Halt didn't even file an official statement with the military. He wrote a memo on January 13th, 1981, after taking statements from Penniston, Burroughs, Cabansag, Chandler, and others. But some of the witnesses...
So he's waited for everyone else's statement and then put his in. Helena M, thank you. Thank you again for another $20. Thank you, Helena. So kind. This is becoming more and more bullshit.
Said their statements were rewritten and they were forced to sign. In Burroughs' witness statement, he said the light came from the nearby lighthouse, and that's that. Cabansag's statement says the same thing. The Orfordness Lighthouse is visible from the landing site on the eastern edge of Rendlesham Forest, the exact direction the men saw the lights. The blue and red lights? Well, Burroughs said it was probably just local police checking out the scene. Penniston is the only witness who claimed to encounter the craft. He said he got within 50 meters of it, but it flew back every time he got closer, and later that story changed. Penniston is the only one who reported missing time, and he didn't report this until years later, and only after he went through regression hypnosis in 1994.
You said hypnosis with a little bit of stank on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if regression hypnosis is finding lost memories or creating new
Pam,
ones.
appreciate you lurking.
It's all right, sweetheart. What is it?
Oh, there's like 20 of them.
It was during hypnosis when the details about touching the craft and the symbols got added to the story. Penniston and Burroughs both have changed their stories a lot over the years.
There was a very strange feeling in the air.
Colonel Halt is always portrayed as this by-the-book, hard-nosed military commander, but there are questions about him too. Halt is quoted as saying, during debriefing, witnesses to the Rendlesham UFO incident were subjected to mind control efforts using drugs and hypnosis by the British and American authorities. Now, no one else makes this claim, and it wasn't mentioned until years later. And a lot of data Halt said existed.
So all of this came from him, or a lot of this came from him in the 90s. Does anyone remember what was extremely popular in the 90s? Mulder and Scully, The X-Files.
No longer does.
Cover up.
Well, a lot of people say that, and it could be. But Halt's famous audio recordings are in his possession, and he says he's got the whole night, 4 or 5 hours on tape, but he's only released 18 minutes of audio, and those 18 minutes are edited. He refuses to release anything else. Now, Penniston's notebook is also a problem. Other witnesses say there's no way he could have written anything down. He wasn't at the site long enough. The notes also don't line up with the other witness statements. Even the date is wrong. Now, there are plenty of details in witness statements that do line up, but a lot of those can be explained. Halt said the reddish-yellow light he saw through the trees would appear every 5 seconds. Now, we can hear this on the tape, but the light from the lighthouse was visible through the trees, and it was set for a 5-second rotation. Cabansag also mentioned this pulsing light.
What a load of shit. Actually, first you'd hold story in the 80s. All right. Adrix Blue, thank you for the $49.99. Holy shit, thank you for your public service call out of discussing ambulance chasers that are riding the coattails of a death, the sick fucks. Rest of the Angels, Aussie. Oh, and I've just grabbed my file hat and wand. Beep, beep, take me to your leader. Hey, we ain't taking anyone to anyone's leader, because this is, the more this has gone on, the more bullshit. I started to smell bullshit. And obviously the Y-Files are calling out the bullshit, and the fact that just as X-Files is hitting like that massive UFO peak, this guy starts adding to his story. The US Congress video is interesting. The reports UFOs wanting to protect pilots who report sightings and put in place. Wasn't the guy, I think I know the Congress video you're on about, wasn't the guy on that Congress panel, the RAF, not RAF, Air Force, didn't it turn out that he had some mental health issues? Now, I'm not saying that if you have mental health issues, you can't be right in what you've seen, but it certainly has to be taken into account.
But the light he saw was confirmed to be the lighthouse. Whenever the Rendlesham story comes up, we only hear from the witnesses who confirm the story as true. Rarely do we hear from the many witnesses who claim there were no UFOs, but those witnesses do exist, and they too have given sworn statements.
There was absolutely nothing in the woods. We could see lights in the...
Hey, A-Star, appreciate it. Ever saw the Y-Files call everything bullshit? See, they didn't with the last case. The last case we looked at, they didn't. I think there was less bullshit to call out, so he just didn't do it. And I've put my glass on and see the amount of crap coming from this
distance,
guy.
And it appeared unusual as it was a sweeping light. Contrary to what some people assert, at the time almost none of us knew there was a lighthouse at Orfordness. Remember, the vast majority of folks involved were young people, 19, 20, 25 years old. That's one reason the lights appeared interesting or out of the ordinary to some people.
Government shill.
Maybe. The marks in the trees were confirmed to be hatchet marks, indicating to foresters which trees to cut down. The high level...
Of course it is. It's got the red rings around it. That's red spray paint. That's... Now they use yellow X's or yellow circles, but yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
The high levels of radiation actually weren't high at all. Even the highest readings were within the normal range for background radiation. The indentations in the ground weren't all that deep. Locals say they were made by animals. Now, speaking of animals, the screaming in the forest is a creepy detail of the story. But it was probably a deer.
Oi, deers scream.
Muntjac deer do.
Hey, we debunked that, chat. We are smart. Dean Bailey, thank you for the £5 bid. I just sent 2 videos on Congress and the message. We probably won't have time to do that tonight because we're 20 past 8 already, but I've got to end before 9 because I want to send everyone over to Dorset Paranormal. Why are the guy's drawing so childlike? Because he was pretending he drew them in the dark. That's it.
Oh, I don't like that deer at all.
Yeah, on a dark, cold night in December, when you think you're chasing a UFO, hearing that sound from the woods would be terrifying. But these deer live in Rendlesham Forest. The locals heard them all the time. But we don't have these in the US. And remember, even though this event happened in England, all the witnesses were American. In 2018, former members of the SAS, British Special Forces, said the whole thing was a prank. In 1980, SAS had tested the security of the base by parachuting in. They got caught. Remember, this was potentially a nuclear base.
This was the hut row here, where weapons were stored in the ATF fire team facility down there.
So the British paratroopers were roughed up and interrogated for 18 hours to make sure this wasn't a Soviet ruse.
Did he just call the SAS paratroopers?
The British soldiers didn't report the incident, which is not surprising. Competition between military allies is always fierce, but you don't rat on fellow soldiers. But the SAS got their revenge. They said they staged...
It does sound like sympathy with the devil.
the whole incident and it got out of hand. Now, this seems like a good explanation, but I still can't find any actual names. There are...
Well, the paratroopers are one branch of the military, and the SAS are another. They have different cap badges. The SAS are like... What would the equivalent be in the United States? They're a very small group, but they're the best of the best. The SAS are famous for the Irish Iranian embassy. Special operation, Special Air Service is what the initials are. But they're the guys they send in when shit's fucked, and they get it right. SEALs probably, yeah. Navy SEALs and the SAS are probably the closest, I imagine. I don't know enough about the UK, but the SAS are our the best. If shit is fucked, you send in the SAS. There's an incredible story with the SAS in I can't remember. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. They were in, it wasn't Afghanistan, but they were in a foreign country, and I think there was 6 or 7 SAS operatives. They didn't have enough ammunition, and they were attacked by hundreds of enemy, and they won. Just with planning and precision. The guys are incredible. If you watch the Iranian embassy siege, it's on YouTube. One of the SAS soldiers, while he's rappelling, a bomb goes off, and he's actually on fire. And he is still on fire when he comes out the bottom door, escorting hostages out. They are absolutely incredible. I as far as I know, it wasn't Zulu. As far as I know, the best of the best all around the world all look at the SAS like they are the boys. When someone says Delta Force, it makes me think of SCP containment breach. It makes me think of Chuck Norris. watched the Iranian embassy thing live on TV. I remember watching it as a kid. I don't know if it was a news live at the time, or if it was like a replay that my dad was watching or something.
A lot of anonymous sources.
But the British couldn't.
The SS do recruit from the paras. Well, they recruit from whoever the top of the battalion or whatever it is. That's who goes to the SAS selection. And I mean, SAS selection. People die on SAS selection. They are tough guys. SAS who dares wins, yeah.
This guy's brain.
Peniston, right. There are lots of problems with that notebook and the whole binary code story. He said he forgot about the code and only remembered it in 2010 during a documentary shoot. But you can see him flipping through the notebook on TV as early as 2003. Now, I guess he only flipped halfway through the notebook and then was like, yeah, I'm good. Now, suddenly in 2010, during another presumably paid TV gig, now there's binary code. And it's code that translates into English. And I always have a problem with aliens sending code in English. It seems too specific and unlikely. I prefer when they communicate with math, like in the movie Contact.
Okay, 101, the pulse sequence through every prime number between 2 and 101.
But some people say they speak English because they know that's what we understand. Fine, I guess. But the binary code was ASCII encoded. ASCII is an American standard for encoding text. It existed in 1980, but it wasn't commonly used. Plus, the ASCII character set...
Yes, he's talking to his goldfish.
...has gone through multiple changes over the years. When this code was downloaded into Peniston's brain, the standard was 7 bits. But the message was encoded using 8 bits, which was the standard, but years later.
But future people would know all this.
That's true, they would. But the people who translated the code, they took some...
Granny Dumpling, the tit, the whole thing with binary he got from a movie, and the whole thing with the flower on the floor and drawing symbols, that came from a YouTube series called The Poltergeist Diaries. If you go and find The Poltergeist Diaries, they're like 15-minute episodes. It's for entertainment purposes. Lee has stolen just about everything he's ever done off that guy.
Some liberties.
Including the crucifix. The Ouija board in the beginning.
They said it was this. But it actually translates to this.
Hey, younger heart. If the elite aliens use Welsh, even the Welsh are fucked.
Fragments of words, no coordinates.
Oh, but maybe the future people know this too, and soon we'll be able to see the real message with even more bits or whatever. Hey, I'm trying. Work with me here.
And remember how Peniston sees a flash of light, goes into a little bit of a trance, and then has this binary code suddenly in his head?
Yeah?
Well, that's the exact plot from an X-Files episode.
Oh, no.
The episode is called Conduit and aired in 1993, many years before Peniston said anything about binary code.
Oh, I'm really annoyed right now.
Called it. See, the last case was so enthralling. There was very little to pick apart. I believe that lady saw something, but this...
Yeah, there are a lot of problems with the Rendlesham story. Now, when you consider how many people were involved in the incident, it was always going to be impossible to know the truth. Everyone has their own version of events, whether we like it or not, that's human nature. Those who are pro-UFO use the many high-ranking military eyewitnesses as proof and ignore all the conflicting evidence. Any evidence that's missing, well, it's a cover-up. And those who are anti-UFO just see the data attempting to debunk the incident, and they consider nothing else valid. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. And there is another possibility, that the Rendlesham UFO incident could have been part of a counterintelligence operation. Government disinformation is one of the most frustrating parts of UFO research. Counterintelligence officers like former Air Force OSI agent Richard Doty insert themselves into events like the one in Rendlesham Forest. Then they spread just enough chaos, rumors, and crazy to confuse a situation. And Doty openly admits it was his job to lead the public away from the truth, to discredit the reputations of those involved, and ensure that even true information is met with skepticism. In the early 1980s, the Air Force was ramping up UFO disinformation campaigns.
But what are they covering up? Because nobody else saw anything, just this one guy, and he's pretty much been proved to be a liar. I don't understand what they're covering up. Did something actually crash, but only one person saw it, but then lied about everything after?
And Doty was a big part of that. Whistleblower David Grush has suddenly appeared now that UFOs are mainstream news.
This is the guy I've seen. And he's been called into question.
But remember, he also worked...
What? Right. Is this guy... He's to do with Skinwalker Ranch, right? This guy, and then he came in later, and they both used to be all over Joe Rogan podcasts. These guys are so like, we've got this evidence, and they never ever show anything. I'd love to believe them, but...
In the Air Force as a counterintelligence officer, and everything he says publicly is approved by the Pentagon first. And because of how successful counterintelligence operations are at covering up real events, we'll likely never know the full truth about the Rendlesham UFO incident. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't stop looking. And when military intelligence whistleblowers show up, I'm skeptical, but I also want to hear them out. Because contrary to what the military thinks, they're not smarter than we are. Their house of cards is built with lies. And it only takes one piece of evidence, one witness, or one mistake, and the whole thing comes crashing down. And me? I can't wait. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. My name is AJ, that's Hecklefish.
01.
Guys, please go and check out the Y-Files on YouTube. I'm really enjoying the content. About halfway through that, I got so disheartened with it because I'm like, this is starting to smell like bullshit. And I'm so glad that that's when he changed and then he shows the truth. This was unlike the original case we looked at, because that original case of the Penturk UFO incident, that had me questioning. Still has me questioning. But this... It started to stink halfway through.
Hello, bearded and non-bearded people, goyles and bulls. We're at Norham Castle. And we're
Sorry, somebody's captured a ghost on camera.
on a ghost hunt. I don't know if you heard that. It's a ghost! We've got a ghost.
Ghost has grown.
A running ghost.
Oh man! First time we saw Ghost, well, it was when you had him, the day you had him, or the day after you had him. Oh, he's such a good looking dog. He's looking so well. That guy is good. First time seeing him. Yeah, I enjoy the Y-Files. The last one, he didn't really do any debunking on, and I wasn't disappointed. It made me more excited. But then this one, I'm like, I'm starting to smell bullshit. And then he called out the bullshit, and he's looked fantastic. I've got a lot of time for this channel. I mean, fuck me, they're a big channel. 5 million subscribers. What else have they got? Let me screen share again. Wingmakers fighting the alien threat. Monsters Down Under. Alien Elite. Okay, this looks a bit silly. Mars Planet Secrets. Member merch. Oh, the members only. Penturk UFO incident. Right, that's what we watched. So he doesn't just do UFOs. The Midnight Man. Proof of Atlantis. Very interesting. Hey Tiana, how you doing? Well, we just gone half-assed, so I think my feelings and my thoughts on that one are very clear. That was a bunch of bullshit. A lot of people called him out for his bunch of bullshit. And then I was like, hey, hang on. This sounds like X-Files. And yeah, I didn't link it directly to that episode, but I was like, what was popular at that time? Or just around that time, and yeah. What a shame. It's a shame in regards to a case I wanted to get my teeth into, but it's fantastic to watch somebody absolutely pull it apart. So it's something I've been putting off watching just for a little bit. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. There's a lovely lady that's in the chat right now called Marilyn Monday, and I discovered Marilyn Monday from singing Happy Birthday to Beardo. And I was just like, what the fuck am I watching here? And I've really enjoyed her content. So we're going to watch a little bit of this, and then you guys go check her out. She's hilarious.
Marilyn Monday. I saw that video.
Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo.
And hey, you're watching Marilyn Monday. Prepare to be disappointed.
I'm staying put.
You still look like... I don't age a day. Thank you very much, Marilyn Monday.
She's just gone. God damn you, Marilyn. Not god damn you, that's rude.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jake. Back with another banger.
Widows, boys and girls, how are you all doing?
Hey, everybody, it's Crow of Judas.
Hey, segways.
How's it going, everyone? It's Mythos.
Hey, everyone, it's
Dandalf.
Oh, I gotta get my hands really close to the screen so they look much bigger than they are. Alright, there we go. Character established.
First, let's go over what we're here to investigate, huh?
And today we're going to be looking at a creepy video. We got a video submitted by...
Is that supposed to be me with a ponytail on my face? Dean Bailey, thank you for the £5. I feel sad on the second half of that I've never heard before. Watched through documentaries. Yeah. For the UFO case, it's sad, but from a debunking perspective, I think that episode was a chef's kiss.
Marilyn Monday, and she's asked us to look at it, so we're going to look at it.
It's in the UK. So, welcome everyone. Yes, I'm wearing a bow tie because I'm a posh twat. So we're going to be taking a look today at a new location, like I said, in the UK. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in there so you can see behind the scenes.
So, first of all, here's the video. It was submitted on
A beard
Reddit
was
from
fake.
Some person. Marilyn Monday.
And then we're going to investigate.
Alright, so, let's see here. Clicky. Here we go. Next clip.
She just angry Cajuned me. She just angry Cajuned me. Shithead. I'm going to share it anyway. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to share this into the chat. Go and check out Marilyn. She's a legend. She's absolutely hilarious. And a lot of fun too. Replace pin message. So I'm going to leave that there for the next 5-10 minutes. And then we are going to send everyone over at about 5-2 to Dorset Paranormal. What are you doing, you fucking idiot? I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I'm not going to watch the whole video because I want people to go over to Marilyn's channel and check out Marilyn's original video so she gets the views and the likes. I'm just hoping to help her a bit there. Right, there's the premiere. Shit. Copy. I don't know if my chicken for tea was cooked properly. I've got a horrible feeling. I've only ever seen you make fun of him. I've never seen the actual Cajun. You just Cajuned me. Don't you lie to me, lady. Don't you lie. Oi, oi, Naomi. I like her. She's funny. She's very funny. She's very kind as well. You've been watching WF for a while now. He does go into the rumour, and then the debunk's really interesting. Yeah, obviously, I've only ever watched one, and I'm trying to save them for these Tuesday reaction nights, because they're fun. Will you be going to Birmingham tomorrow, Beardo? Why, what's in Birmingham tomorrow? Beardo, Caleb, my 13-year-old son says happy birthday. Oi! Caleb! Flip. Well, do that. I've almost got the same haircut as Marilyn. Cobra missed had a nuclear plant built just to power that radar. Can we get a band for Coles, Holt, and... Yeah! Fucking... Do you know what? They deserve a bit more than that for lying about UFOs.
Yeah. Oh, fucking twat. Oh.
Ozzy's funeral is tomorrow. Oh, right. Ozzy's funeral is in Birmingham. Yeah, I avoid funerals like the plague. I only go if I have to, and I certainly don't watch them on TV. I'm not judging anyone that does. Really not. I don't like the spectacle of a funeral. I've never liked it. And despite how I appear, I can at times get a teeny tiny bit emotional, and I don't like getting upset, which is why I don't watch those films that make people cry. It's like, did you see Marley and Me? It was brilliant. Yeah, fucking looks it. You look like you need some antidepressant tablets from watching a fucking movie. No, I ain't watching it. That's why I don't watch funeral processions. I didn't watch the Queens. None of it. And I don't particularly like the royal family. Ozzy says she's going to Birmingham tomorrow. The funeral is private. Right, the funeral is private. Of course you can have a dude, bro.
Dude, bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
I go to family funerals, and I never try to get out of going to family funerals because I'm there to support my family, you know? I'm weird with death. Really weird with death. Like, my wife works in a care home. I couldn't do her job. I really couldn't. Now, my wife is a very soft person. She's very emotional, whereas I'm kind of switched off. When it comes to old people and death and stuff, it gets to me. And I guess that's why I've got this thing with the paranormal. It is a fear of death and a fear of growing old. Watched Until Dawn the other night. How can they fucking... I turned it off. I didn't get all the way through it. I'm going to Birmingham Friday to look at a new dog. Thankfully, I was funeral passed, but then I feel like I was intruding. Not judging anyone who does. No, I don't judge anyone that does watch those types of things. It's just not for me. Can I get a rar for Alyssa and Isaac? Hey, Alyssa and Isaac. Rar.
Rawr. Rawr.
Nanny pups.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Yeah, I turned Until Dawn off. I just really didn't enjoy it at all. The movie hinted at it being a continuation of the game. They shouldn't have fucking bothered. Awful. I turned it off. I worked the KO, need a strong... It's not so much the stomach. I mean, I haven't got the stomach for it either. I don't do body fluids, and watching people... No, not for me. It's good Ozzy's been laid to rest in his hometown, not in America. I think obviously his wish... He was always just a Birmingham lad. He never tried to not be a Birmingham lad. Oh, the pasta pervert. What time do you call this? And yes, you can have a Possum Pete. And to be fair, Birmingham on a regular day It's an absolute ball ache. I have been stuck on the M5 and M6 at 2 o'clock in the morning. Trying to get there when that many people are going to be there, you never, ever get in there. Fantastic. I'm glad you've called him out on his tardiness. How dare you, sir? Fantastic. What time did you call this? Have you guys all been in a Discord ignoring me? Tisk, tisk. When does Sharon and family go back to the USA? Completely up to them. Completely up to them. Is you at the beginning? I don't remember saying spaghetti alla paranormale. Does anyone else remember me saying it? I think I've been stitched up here. Possum Pete does indeed have the moves. I would if somebody stuck their fist up my... Never mind. Never mind. It'll be insane. Yeah. If I see blood, my fangs come out. I'm not too bad with blood, but... poop and vomit? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Can you have a piss off ghost? Of course you can, Nicola Reynolds.
Piss off, ghost!
Beto, you was here at the beginning. Listen. He took that from me and gave it to Joe Vitale. Fuck that pastor pervert. Ozzy's love because... Yeah, I never really watched the Osbournes because I don't like reality TV, and then this morning I found myself watching Osbourne's clips. It was like top 10 Aussie funny moments, and the guy was just a legend. You know, the Prince of Darkness, and then he's walking around in his Adidas tracksuit bottoms like, Sharon! Fucking dog shit in the fucking carpet again, Sharon! Why is he gonna piss there? Get out! With the cat's on top of the cabinet. That's an antique. That guy will be missed. I didn't lose fair and square. Joe effing Vitale. Beato's so salty. I ain't salty. Joe Vitale, he's fucking useless. Mary, please, Beato. Absolutely.
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
You got to see the Osmonds when they throw meat over the fence because they didn't like the neighbours. I didn't like the whole Jack Black thing at the concert. I'm not a Jack Black fan, but it's what Ozzy wanted at the end of the day. Dean, I've been listening to Black Sabbath today. I had a video. Guys, you're going to be shocked. I'm going to shock you here. My Scotland trip video is already done in 8K. That was a ball ache to fucking render. And Shrewsbury Prison, the investigation, that is finished and will be going out on Thursday. And there's a debunking video tomorrow. Imagine that. Hey, Lele. Of course you can.
Rawr. Rawr.
Cryptids. I had a huge belief in cryptids. I've got a friend called Ree Rowlands, and she is a cryptozoologist. And we did a paracon, or she did a paracon in Margam, and her speech was about cryptids. And I was like, cool, so interested. And now she's into cryptids and just debunked everything. She was like, this cryptid, this sea creature, it was a dog that had fallen into water and it expanded with the water, and then the fur started to fall out and people thought it was chupacabra. And I've never seen anything that makes me think they could be real. Sort your sideburns out, Beardo. My hair is growing. Can't do anything with it. Who's been stealing my beer? Not me. I'm off the beer again. You'll have noticed I've been chugging on the jug tonight. Those ones talked about on the YouTube channel. He said he felt more American after all the years, but he'd want to go home to die. Sham's been wanting to move home for a long time. The kids live here. I will not apologise. Listen to Ozzy on my life on top of that when I was on my way to church Sunday. Listen to Ozzy on my way to church, and I still listen to Ozzy walking home from the gym. Don't apologise for nothing. You listen to what you want to listen to. There's meant to be cryptids in Rendlesham. Is there? What's the cryptid story with Rendlesham? Kimberly, go spend time with your loved one. It's not a sippy cup. Look, it's big chug jug. Love chugging on jugs. Tiny hands. No. Well, I don't have big hands for a guy. No dick fingers here. Just regular fingers, you know? Why is it green? Is that not blue? My wife told me this was green. I thought it was... This is blue, right? Is this not blue? My wife's been telling me for years I'm colourblind with certain colours. Specifically greens and blues. Need a nipple? Rude. Beetle drinking strength vodka in a big bottle. Nah. I've been... not keto. The other one. I've been carnivore again for 3 days. Fucking killing me. Blue. Turquoise. Green. Turquoise. Light green. Aqua minty green. CGI in the Fantastic Four was naff. Really? It's green. Might be the lighting, but it looks green. Has anyone sent you any more Backstreet Boys stuff? Little Cassie May sent me another Backstreet Boys vest. I went in the wardrobe today and I was like, holy shit. I think I've got 7 or 8 Backstreet Boys t-shirts and vests. And a Backstreet Boys towel. Backstreet Boys action figures up there. Backstreet Boys Funko Pop down there, hiding behind the My Little Pony that some asshole sent me, Dean. Oh, there's a Backstreet... Behind the Wolverine box there, there's Backstreet Boys pretty much naked, bar a towel over the bits. Very small towels, just saying. I'm not waving at you. Beto hasn't shown chat his Backstreet Boys figures. Yes, I have. And I'll do it again. Oi! Down here, you tit. Excuse me? I said... Stop. Please. So we got... Whichever one he is. One with a ponytail. I think he's meant to be a wizard. We got the guy that was the werewolf. The basketball player. Him. That was Nick. I know that one. And Tony Stark, Iron Man. Howie. I know that people have sent me stuff as a joke. But I still keep it all. None of it gets binned or anything. I do keep it all. You should start hiding Backstreet Boys items every time you do an investigation. I've taken Billy to 2 investigations with me and he's never got out the bag because I keep forgetting. I knew which one Nick was. Kaza, hello. You just missed my Backstreet Boys show and tell. It's a Chunk shirt from the Goonies. Chunk. You know. Much of a truffle shuffle as you get. Peter's worst nightmare and all expense paid trip to the Backstreet Boys themed hotel and getting locked in. I'd just not go. You actually look like you love them though. It's this fucking hair until it grows out, right? Those figures are awesome. I almost kept them. I mean, they're not exactly easy to get hold of, are they? None gets been, just some gifts hidden in forever in a... Some gifts will never ever see the light of day on this channel. One Annalise. Just saying, I can't even tell you guys what One Annalise did because it's against YouTube terms of service. But she left a gift in this house. I can't show what she did because it's against the terms of service for YouTube. Clip it. Clip what? It looks like light teal blue. Blue. Light teal blue. We'll go with that. Boo, Beardo. Don't boo me. You'll have to boo the terms of service for YouTube. And I'm glad those terms of service exist. Just notice my hair is different. It's because I haven't wore a hat. And it's not quite long enough. Megan, that doesn't even begin to describe what she did. I did back like that back in the 90s when I had hair. I'm getting roasted again. She did a secret poo. No, one Annalise did not come to our house and then just drop a random shit. I think Mrs. Geek, as lovely a lady she is, would have beaten the shit out of her. It was the fact that whatever she put in this studio, she went skipping through the living room, swinging it. Disgraceful. Kaylee J, thank you for the $4.99. I'm going to fight some Backstreet Boys toilet roll for you so you can feel better, but I'd wipe my ass in the Backstreet Boys. Absolutely. Use rhyming words, Beardo. It wasn't a fleshlight. Listen, I'm not telling you exactly what it is, okay? But it's disgusting. The hair's long enough for pigtails. Get in there. Ando, not far off. You sure it's not Timmy Mallett's shirt? No, it's my fucking shirt that looks like Chunk's shirt. It's not beads. It's not... Right, stop it! Oh. Someone did get it. You make this so much worse, Beardo. I mean, the fucking...
Dude! Bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
Right then, Beardos, Weirdos, Boys and Ghouls. I just said boys and ghouls. I'm not telling anyone on Discord. I'm not posting photos of it. It fucking freaks me out. It's in a drawer, and it's staying in that drawer. Yorkie tried to find it. Right, so, the message at the top of the chat... Fuck off. The message at the top of the chat that is pinned right now will take you through to Dorset Paranormal Investigations. Dorset Paranormal Investigations have done a series of videos at a charity shop that was reportedly haunted. And you've got to stick with it for the 3 parts. It's a 3-parter because they came to me for help. They went to staffies for help. And I'm glad that I was already at the fort with them the next day and I couldn't afford 2 tanks of fuel to do both nights. Because if I'd gone to that 3rd night, I might have got locked up. Because I'd have chinned him for lying. A fluorescent pic... No! Have you seen any UFOs yet? I have not. You still love watching Timmy Mallett on Saturday? Saturday is wackaday. Was it a... Guys, I'm not telling you. It's bad enough that it still lives in this house. Beardo special draw... Oh, dear God. Well, that backfired spectacularly when Annalise... Honest to fucking God. It's been nearly a year. We're in the 8th month of the year in a couple of days. It wasn't beads. It wasn't Playgirl with Burt Right, guys, go and check out... Every time I look up, there's just sex shit everywhere. Stop it! Please, go and check out Dorset Paranormal Investigators. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another Tuesday live reaction. We'll keep these going for a bit. We're going to start doing some... Fuck you, Dean. We're going to start doing some community polls on, like, a Monday. Give you guys a bit more say in what we do for the Tuesday react, whether it's UFOs... cryptids, ghosts, or even something outside of the realm of the paranormal, if that's what you guys want to do. We are not going to talk about this at all ever again. Much love to you all. Beardo out.
feeling kinda down, and been on the forever in a row.
Go watch DPI.
Can I get a dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a roar. Can I get a roar? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off and be told whenever he's live. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a roar? You can get a roar. The object of the day to put a smile on your face. All the fans know how much he appreciates. Roar. You can get a roar. If you're just feeling like crap, all you have to do is ask. Beardo's got your back, and just like that, you get a roar. Can I get a roar? You can get a roar. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail.
Why are you still here? Go and watch DPI. Jesus Christ. What sort of ghosts? No. What sort of makeup do a ghosts wear? Mascara. Huh? Huh? Mascara.